Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
Today, we are strapping ourselves into kind of a strategic time machine, really, spanning almost a decade of retail evolution.
Yeah, this isn't just theory. We're really digging into a massive stack of documents here. Strategy papers, performance reports.
Internal stuff.
Exactly. Internal metrics from a major retailer, tracking their journey from, the very first grocery pickup programs back in 2017, right up to their, frankly, pretty aggressive AI plans for 2025.
It's a real look under the hood at how they pivoted.
It really is.
So our mission today is pretty clear. We want to pull out the actual strategies that drove real omnichannel growth. How did they get past just counting clicks?
Right. And how are they using machine learning now? Things like margin protection, which is fascinating.
And then there's video. What role is video really playing now in 2024, heading into 2025, with all that, the competitive chaos out there?
Yeah, the big thing we want you, the listener, to grasp is this fundamental shift. How do these huge, successful retailers use AI, get their content right, leverage video
To drive growth everywhere. In-store, online.
simultaneously? Yeah, to get that true channelless experience that customers seem to expect now.
Okay, so we probably need to start at the beginning. The origin story.
Makes sense.
This whole move towards omnichannel thinking, it really seemed to kick off with grocery pickup, didn't it? Around 2016, 2017.
Absolutely. Back then, it was really just about proving the concept. Could it even work? The initial cost wasn't the main focus yet.
And looking at the timeline, the grocery pickup program starts in Ottawa, Jan 16, the cost. An incredible $574 CPA, cost per acquisition.
Yeah, that number jumps out, doesn't it? $574.
Just to get one customer to try pickup, knowing grocery margins are paper thin, how on earth did they justify that?
Well, the justification wasn't immediate profit, obviously. It was about market entry, establishing the habit, and then banking on rapid expansion and, crucially, scaling efficiency.
Okay.
So they expanded fast. Toronto, Edmonton, Calgary all came online within about a year. And as soon as they started scaling, the entire focus shifted. It became all about getting that CPA down, heavy remarketing, lots of optimization work.
And we see that paid off pretty quickly. By 2017, that CPA is coming down steadily.
Yeah.
And their search performance metrics from that year, they're actually kind of staggering. The documents show every $1 in search influencing $116 in total omnichannel revenue.
It's a phenomenal number. And that influence translated into, what was it, a 63-to-1 omnichannel ROAS?
63 to 1. And a store visit rate of 59%. Which they called out as industry-leading at the time.
And that's the key point, right? It proved digital wasn't just driving clicks. It was driving people into the physical stores, even 7 years ago.
But scaling that fast must have exposed some cracks.
Oh, definitely. Especially operationally. We see this early recommendation flagging a huge issue with their product data.
Yeah, this was interesting. 30% of their, 210,000 products had bad titles. Non-unique, not descriptive.
Think about it, like Ziploc bags. Same title for different sizes.
How can search work properly then?
Exactly. It kills search relevance. And that operational headache forced a big strategic shift in how they managed search bidding.
So they couldn't just chase cheap clicks with generic keywords anymore.
Nope. The initial setup focused on low average CPCs. It just wasn't working because people couldn't find the right product.
So they had to get smarter. They shifted to using Conversion Optimizer, ECPC, focusing really hard on CPA and conversion quality.
Right. Using more specific long-tail keywords, subgenerics. They realized, volume is useless if the traffic can't convert because the product data is a mess.
Quality over just cheap volume.
Precisely. But fixing that foundation, that data piece, was really just setting the stage for the next big leap.
Which brings us to machine learning.
Yeah, the complexity really ramps up when AI enters the picture.
Okay, let's shift gears to the present and the near future, because here's where it gets really interesting, as you said. AI and hyper-personalization hitting the mainstream.
This feels like strategy moving beyond just smart bidding into, truly automated decision-making.
Yeah, and the documents frame it consistently as the third massive tech shift for retail. First, the internet, then mobile.
And now AI.
And consumer expectations are right there with it. The research they cite shows 71% of people now expect personalization.
They do. And the executives.
Yeah.
They're clearly bought in. 80% of the leadership surveyed think automation can apply to pretty much any business decision.
And if you need the hard numbers for a business case, look at the external data point they included. AI projects driving, on average, a 70% revenue increase and a 28% decrease in costs. That's not tweaking things, that's fundamental leverage.
Absolutely. And that leads us into this program I found particularly interesting, the SAM pilot. It stands for Margin Accretive Marketing.
Margin accretive marketing. Okay, what's the concept?
It's actually pretty clever operationally. Instead of letting products sit on shelves until they need huge markdowns later.
Right, which kills margin.
Exactly. They take those potential markdown funds and shift them proactively into marketing campaigns earlier.
To drive sell-through of that specific inventory before it needs the deep discount.
Precisely. Using AI to basically turn a potential loss into a more guaranteed, profitable sale.
That makes a lot of sense. Do we have specific results from the pilot?
We do. The sources say that for the hardware category, they saw a 78% lower cost to sell through the targeted inventory.
78% lower cost. Okay.
And footwear was even more dramatic. A 270% increase in revenue, apparently for the same marketing cost as before.
Wow, 270%. But when you automate things that aggressively, isn't there a risk, like overspending or maybe chasing sales that aren't actually profitable?
That's always the fear with automation at scale, which is why the documents put a lot of emphasis on the safety nets they built in.
Okay.
Specifically, something called the Google AI Automation Guardrail.
Right, I saw that. The analogy they used was helpful, like a casino gambler who only bets when they know they have a winning hand.
Exactly that. This guardrail automatically pulls back or shifts spending if the automated auction starts delivering revenue below their target ROI.
So it's like built-in protection, confidence through automation.
Yeah, it lets them push the boundaries with things like the SAM pilot, knowing there's a tripwire if things go off track.
Yeah.
It allows for aggressive experimentation with margin protection.
That successful use of AI, tying it to smart spending, feeds right into this whole omnichannel imperative, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. This recognition that, the customer just doesn't think in channels anymore. They're channelless, as the buzzword goes.
And the data backs that up completely. 85% of consumers shopping across 2 or more channels.
Which means the retailer's goal has to be capturing and measuring that whole seamless journey. They need to definitively prove that digital spending drives people into physical stores.
And we've got a perfect, very recent example of that working. From the May 2024 Performance Scorecard, there was a toys category test using this advanced omnichannel bidding.
Ah, yes, the toys test. The results were pretty stark.
Weren't they? 149% increase in Omni ROAS.
Plus 170% growth in actual store sales revenue.
And maybe most importantly, a 63% decrease in the cost per store visit, really tying it all together.
That kind of synergy, driven by automation, then unlocks even more granular strategies, like targeting these on-the-go users.
Okay, tell me about that. This is a specific pilot using PMax for store goals.
Exactly. It's designed to capture people showing really near-term intent, often same-day intent.
How would they show that?
Usually on Google Maps, or searching for coffee near me or lunch spot open now, that sort of thing.
Ah, okay. So this sounds like it's best suited for certain types of products, things you buy frequently without a lot of research.
You got it. Fast food, gas stations, convenience items, maybe quick grocery trips. That's the sweet spot for this tactic.
So it's hyperlocal.
Very hyperlocal.
And that's a key point for you listening. This isn't just regular Performance Max, PMax, trying to get sales everywhere. They specifically cut off the online part for this pilot. Why was that so important in the source material?
Because if you let the campaign also chase general online sales, you dilute that focus on the immediate, near-term physical intent.
Got it.
This whole strategy is built around capturing the person who is literally in their car or walking down the street looking for something right now nearby.
So technically, for anyone running something similar, the advice is focus only on location-based inventory maps and search.
Right, and bid only towards local actions like getting directions or store visits. You must exclude online conversion goals for this specific play.
That's fascinatingly specific. So they're getting really granular, really targeted, but they're doing it while facing some pretty huge competitive pressures.
Oh yeah, let's get into section 4. The competitive landscape.
Yeah.
Because the documents definitely highlight some serious challenges.
The biggest one seems to be just basic conversion rate performance, how well the website actually turns browsers into buyers.
It's a major gap.
Yeah.
Q2 2024 data showed Amazon converting at nearly 30%. 29.4% to be exact. That crushes the general benchmark. And it absolutely dwarfs the 12.8% conversion rate cited for Walmart in the same period.
12.8 versus 29.4. That's more than double. That's a chasm, like you said.
It really is. And it's not just Amazon breathing down their neck.
No.
Early 2024 data showed both Amazon and Walmart losing impression share in key categories like BBQ grills.
Losing share to who?
It looks like more specialized niche retailers are managing to chip away at the big guys' dominance in certain areas.
Interesting. And then you've got the total disruptors. Temu, Shane.
Yeah, the new players who are just completely resetting price expectations across the board. There was one note estimating Temu was losing maybe $30 an order in the U.S. market.
He's losing $30 per order just to buy market share.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Which puts absolutely insane pricing pressure on established players.
So if you can't possibly compete on price against someone willing to lose that much money per sale, what's the recommended strategy in the documents?
It's very clear. Don't even try to compete solely on price anymore. It's a losing game against players like that.
So what then?
You have to invest heavily in your brand. You need to highlight your unique selling points. Maybe it's durability, premium quality, something else. Find your niche.
And compete on convenience.
Loyalty. Exactly.
Yeah.
Convenience, strong loyalty programs, things that build a relationship beyond just the lowest price tag.
Okay, so that brand building, strengthening the USP, that leads us straight into upper funnel strategy, right? Which seems to mean video, primarily YouTube.
YouTube plays a huge role here. The data they shared positions it as the #1 platform people use for product or brand research before buying. 41% use YouTube for that.
41%. That actually beats TikTok and Instagram for research.
According to this data, yes, which is critical. It shows YouTube isn't just, cat videos and entertainment. It's a serious research and decision-making tool for consumers.
Right.
Plus, there was that really interesting insight specifically about Canadian consumers.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, Canadians really crave inspiration. They watch 3.8 times more holiday-related content per capita on YouTube than Americans do.
3.8 times more. That's a huge difference. A massive audience hungry for brand stories, ideas.
Exactly. Ready for that upper funnel influence.
And we're finally seeing that understanding reflected in their actual media plans for the first half of 2025. They've been running essentially 100% efficient reach-focused video campaigns in 2024. Very bottom funnel focused.
Yeah, but the 2025 plans show a definite step up in what you might call video maturity. They're planning to incorporate 14.5% of their video spend into consideration and action goals.
So moving slightly up the funnel.
Moving up. But it's worth noting the document mentions the industry standard for consideration is still closer to 28%.
Okay, so they're moving in the right direction, but still have quite a bit of room to grow that strategic upper funnel influence piece.
Significant room, yeah.
And that upper funnel branding work, it's not just fluff, right? It connects directly to performance later on.
Absolutely. The documents explicitly confirm the synergy between demand gen campaigns, which are great for that inspirational upper funnel job, and PMAX campaigns, the automated full funnel conversion engine.
What's the connection?
The overlap is really powerful. Customers who see both types of campaigns apparently have a 2.1 times higher conversion rate.
2.1x. Wow.
And a 1.7 times higher conversion value. Especially, they note, when that demand gen ad is the very first touch point a customer has.
So the inspiration leads to more valuable conversions later. It really shows that link between strategic influence and measurable results.
It demonstrates that critical synergy perfectly.
Okay, so what does this all mean? We've traced this journey from, wow, that 574 CPA back in 2016, all the way to these complex AI automation plans for 2025.
Yeah.
Looking across all this material, it feels like 3 core ideas really define successful retail strategy according to these sources.
I think the documents actually summarize it quite nicely for you. They basically say, data is your engine for efficient growth. It lets you scale, protect your margins.
Right. Data is the efficiency driver.
Then content is your differentiator.
Yeah.
It's how you stand out from the low-price players, the Tevas of the world.
Yeah.
Build that brand.
Content is the differentiator.
Okay. And finally, agility is your competitive advantage. The ability to shift quickly, whether that's reallocating markdown funds with the SAM pilot or using those AI guardrails to test aggressively but safely.
Data, content, agility, efficiency, differentiation, speed. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap up with a final provocative thought for you, the listener, to chew on.
Okay.
The sources seem to conclude that the general economic picture is looking up. Inflation is getting under control, consumer confidence is maybe starting to rebound a bit.
Right. There's a bit more certainty perhaps than there has been.
Exactly. Now, retailers, as we've seen, have become incredibly focused on efficiency, on bottom funnel ROAS, protected by these new AI tools like the guardrails, very performance driven.
Understandably so, given the last few years.
But given this improving outlook, this growing certainty, how might a smart retailer start to pivot their spending, maybe shift away from purely maximizing ROAS?
And reallocate some of that budget towards more strategic long-term goals.
Precisely, like capturing sustainable category market share or dominating specific local markets. The sources actually hint at this as the next step.
They do. The recommendation seems to be that you need to complement that necessary ROAS focus with explicit goals around local presence and category leadership.
So it's not either, it's both hand. Balancing that hyper-efficient automation with broader brand building, market share grabbing influence.
That balancing act, finding the right mix between efficiency today and influence tomorrow, seems like it will define the next profitable chapter for retail success, based on everything we've unpacked here.